to the Hookup on Music with your host, Tony Bird.
Hello, and welcome back to the Hookup on Music, episode 136. We are here, we are live, we are glad to be here tonight. It has been a little bit of while, and if you happen to be catching the Bears game in a little while, go Bears. If you happen to be cheering for the Packers, then, go Packers. Whoever you are cheering for, cheer for. Whatever you are listening to, please listen to, because here at the Hookup on Music, that's what we love. We love that you are just getting involved and listening to some music out there, and always appreciate what you are sharing, what is going, what is happening, all of the goods that come into this show. We had a little bit of a sabbatical, but here we come. We've got only 11 days left of this year, and the Hookup on Music is going to be planning a special little run through these 11 days. We're gonna try to kick out 5 episodes. Some will be live with guests, some will be awesome digging deep, some will be like the regular episodes. We're going to be doing a lot of new stuff in the new year. And let me just tell you, if you have been listening to the Hookup on Music, we are about to wrap up our 3rd season. Let me just tell you, the 4th season is going to be like things you've never heard or seen before. And all I can say is thank you for following us. Thank you for following everything that is on the Sadistic Penguin Studios YouTube channel, the amazing Shaken and Not Stirred, the amazing At the Show, the amazing It's Getting Drafty, everything else. We really appreciate it. But before we start digging into what we got to talk about tonight, is that we always happen to find ourselves with some sad news here on the Hookup. For the past, what's the word I'm looking for here? For the past, couple seasons, this is the season that we really went through some sadness, some hurt, some pain, some just really hard losses, and we just happened to have another one that just happened about a couple weeks ago in November, right after we did the last show. Gary Moundfield, aka Manny, the bassist from the Stone Roses and Primal Scream, has sadly passed away. If you are a fan of those bands that I just mentioned earlier today, actually, Primal Scream was on the radio. You don't hear that too much, but back to the Stone Roses, a band that only's got 2 albums, self-titled, and 5 years later, Second Coming, left quite the influence on a lot of other bands that came after them that I know a lot of people enjoy, but still very, very sad to lose somebody. And so we send our thoughts and prayers out there to his family, Remy's family, and the musical family he was all a part of. Bands like Oasis, they went right out there and did a stadium show and did a whole tribute to him, which I thought was pretty awesome and epic, all in the same way. But that's just how it went this year. A lot of sadness, a lot of loss. Just this past week, we lost a great director that had some musical ties. Rob Reiner made the great This Is Spinal Tap and the sequel. And it's just crazy how a career can kind of wrap up the way it does sometimes. And rest in peace to those who have passed away this year. It's hard, but that's why the music and their inspiration on the things that they were doing are so important to the genre. So really big shout out there. Also a big shout out. It's been a little while since I've been listening to this band, because I saw them at Q101's Picnic 7, 8, 9 years ago. This is the Neighbourhood, okay, which the band had founded in 2011. Okay, they had taken a hiatus in 2022. They are just back with a brand new album. Honestly, I have to dig into their old stuff because what I had heard and even okay. But this new album, with tracks like Private and Love Bomb, if you have not dug into this or these guys, and XRT, I can't name that radio station enough. Just really, really, really awesome what they do down there. At 4 o'clock, they always do this. You come up with kind of a topic, and then they will sit and they will have people write into the topic. So this one of the days was like something for cold weather. So ironically, the Neighborhood has a song called Sweater Weather, and they had played it, and I had never heard Neighborhood on XRT. But that being said, thought it was pretty cool. Um, Also very, very cool is the fact that it is all the same five guys originally in the band. So through the beginnings of their 14 years, minus that hiatus, they have pretty much stuck together, and there has been some highs and there has been some lows. So I always find it to be very, very awesome when bands stick together and not break up, especially after only a couple albums. Because even Stone Roses was, was the same guys. So it's really, 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 really cool. Also, as stated, we have a live show going to be gracing our podcast and this channel this Tuesday with the amazing Mike Griffith. He is awesome. He has a radio station on Chirp Radio, and he shares awesome albums like this album um, that is just really, 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 really good. And honestly, when you sit and you get to dig into this, you say to yourself, in a band like Boris, okay, a three piece, okay, and this album, Pink, from 2006. Um, we're technically going to be digging into some newer albums this year, but he just shared this one with me, and this one is really, 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 really good. Um, a lot of good different stuff on it. And honestly, that's what you look for. A lot of good guitar playing, but please check that out and check out the show this Tuesday. That was just a little bit of a plug there for you to tune in. Sufjan Stevens, Illinois. When's the first time you heard this album? There is a lot of good, deep things on this album. A lot of good, deep instrumentation, a lot of awesome lyrics. Um, Always like the title, Come On Feel the Illinois, but definitely deep in a lot of different ways. Um, when you dig into different things here for this show, you are trying to look at a lot of different avenues. We go old, we go new, we go all around. I see some people say, "Oh, I listen to new music," and then they're listening to a band that's played for 20 years. They just never really sold any albums. That's not really new music, but I guess I get the point. But back to Sufjan Stevens, um, really putting out albums for quite a bit of time, back since 1995 to be exact. Um, Got a good discography, a really, really good discography. Illinois comes out in 2005. How long is Illinois? 73 minutes. So not a scant album. He recorded and produced the whole album himself, which is pretty amazing. Just listen in here. He played the acoustic guitar, the piano, the Wurlitzer, the bass guitar, the drums, the electric guitar, the oboe, the alto sax, the flute, the banjo, glockenspiel, accordion, vibraphone, recorders, ultra soprano, soprano, and tenor, Castellone, MT70, sleigh bells, shakers, tambourine, triangle, electronic organ, vocals, arrangements, engineering, recording, production. Pretty awesome. Which means he pretty much did the majority of it. Besides the Illinois Maker Choir, which was the backing vocals and clapping on some of the tracks. But when you listen to this album and how big it sounds, you're going to hear a lot of influence on things like the Beach Boys, especially with that symphonic choir. But honestly, a good listen, especially from the time period in which it came out. But any person who can play all of those instruments, they get my kudos and they get my huge awards in all of that. Um, Also, when's the last time you dug into some Chris Isaak? Um, he's got a little bit of a catalog that borders that American rock, also a little rockabilly. There's a little bluegrass. Of course, Baby did a bad, bad thing. Blue Hotel. Somebody's crying. Of course, everybody knows the amazing Wicked Game, but a career that spans 13 studio albums, his backing band Silvertone, lots of numerous award nominations. His sound is compared to some of the greats: Roy Orbison, Elvis Presley, Ricky Nelson, and Dwayne Eddy. Almost said Elvis Costello. There is very little Elvis Costello and Chris Isaak, but still, he's got a cool voice. The albums range and the albums go pretty deep in what is being pulled for Mr. Isaak, which Mr. Isaak is smooth. He is great also in just putting on to listen to during the Christmas time or holiday season or the Hanukkah season or whatever it is that you celebrate. You know, we support all the music that you listen to during the Christmas holiday season. And I'm sure coming up here within these next 5 episodes that we'll be dropping, I'm sure slowly we're going to be talking a little bit more Christmas and Christmas cheer. But that all being said, Chris Isaak is pretty good. So if you have any deeper cuts or favorite tracks of Mr. Isaac's, please share them down here at the Hookup. We would love for you to share them, and we would love for to listen, and also for you to just share into what you are jamming on, because what you are jamming on is what we want to also be jamming on. So as Bob Marley said, let's be jamming. And also with that, Chris Isaak's harp-shaped world is probably where, if you are a little bit familiar with him, is pretty much, and if you are not, this is where I would jump in and get your start. The title track is amazing. This is also where you'll find Wicked Game, but you pretty much get the overall consensus of who Mr. Chris Isaak is. And again, during a time of the season where you're looking for the smooth, you're looking for the cool, you're looking for the really good, Chris Isaak has it. Also, though, digging even deeper, is his debut album is named after that backing band called Silvertone, released in 1985. Good stuff on here. Okay, really good stuff. Also really good is the track Voodoo on there. Not to be confused with the great Neville Brothers Voodoo, but just really good stuff. In my head, the song Mars, Pump Up the Volume. The band is Mars. Thinking of songs that when you were young and have stuck in your head for quite a long time. Pump Up the Volume is definitely one that is always there in the forefront. Probably more for some of the what's the word I'm looking for? The overall bounciness to the song. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why I like that in all in all necessity, but a really good track that to me it is still holds up. Released in 1987 is "Pump Up the Volume," and the band Mars is who does this track. Which is interesting because there isn't a whole lot on Mars, um, besides "Pump Up the Volume," which is kind of crazy because you say to yourself, a song that is so uh, prevalent should probably the band should do a little bit more, but it's considered house music, hip hop house, um, produced by John Fryer, but also just really, really good, really good song. The beats to the song are just really, really good. Like I said before, the breakdown is really good. The samples in which are used is an Africa Bambaataa sample and James Brown Unity, the Bar-Kays Holy Ghost, Super Bad, Funkin' for Jamaica, Tom Brown. A lot of good stuff. Lot of good things here are mixed in. I didn't realize all this stuff was mixed into the track. But a lot of samples here are used. It's interesting to sometimes look into the samples that could be possibly used for any song. But maybe that's why it's stuck with me all these years. Is just the awesomeness in the instrumentation, um, which is pretty huge. Awesomeness in instrumentation is big in what we are listening to, as is H2O, the band H2O, and the drink. But Mars is really, really, really good. Also, you interested in something new, a new collaboration, something that is just weird and something that you wouldn't think would even exist? Well, that's the new super group, the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton, AVTTPTTN, experimental bluegrass, I can pretty much call it, a mix of folk, experimental rock, cinematic sounds. Patton's deep vocals complementing the Avett's harmonies. This was a long distance project that grew from some mutual admiring between both things. A U.S. tour is scheduled in 2026. Some tracks are really good. Eternal Love is what I've seen played live a couple times. Heaven's Breath is pretty good. Dark Night of My Soul. Very unlikely pairing, but the themes of memory, life, and love are really, really up there in the forefront on this album. Curious if you were to dig into this new album that is not very old. I think it's just right about a month old. Um, Definitely curious to hear what your thoughts would be on it. Is it something that you would say is a really good collaboration, or is it something that should just be a one-off? Is it like a Coverdale Page? No, if you're not familiar with that, it's when David Coverdale, who recently, a couple weeks ago, is retiring, and Jimmy Page made an album together. David Coverdale was amazing in Deep Purple. White Snake's got some good tracks too. A really good cover of Day Tripper by the Beatles. Interesting deep cut if you're looking for that. But I'm a fan of what I've heard so far of this, and also a fan of just bands getting together and bands being different. Of course, Mike Patton is known for Mr. Bungle, on top of Faith No More, and Mr. Bungle is just really, really, really weird. If you want to listen to something that makes Frank Zappa seem super normal, dig into this Mr. Bungle debut album, because this Mr. Bungle debut album will definitely set you back in the ridiculous department, because it is just really ridiculously cool and awesome. But Mike Patton always putting together quality stuff. If I haven't said it here before, Faith No More's Angel Dust was one of my first cassette tapes that I owned. It is actually down here below. Hold on a second here, folks. I'm reaching in here in the box, and let me see what cassette I pull up tonight, and we'll talk about it. Oh, original Top Gun cassette tape right there, folks. What do we got on here? Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone, kicking off side one. Cheap Trick doing Mighty Wings. Kenny Loggins back with Playing with the Boys. Tina Marie doing Lead Me On. Berlin doing Take My Breath Away, the official love theme from Top Gun. This is from 86. Side two, Miami Sound Machines, Hot Summer Nights. Loverboy Heaven, they're touring. In Your Eyes, Larry Green. Through the Fire, Marietta. Destination Unknown, Harold Faltmeyer, I'm sorry, not Fartmeyer, I'm sorry, Harold Faltmeyer, and Steve Stevens, the amazing Steve Stevens, good guitar player, doing the Top Gun anthem. So in our box of cassettes tonight, that is what was picked out. But digging into that Avett Brothers, Mike Patton, you're not going to be disappointed. I'm sure they're not. Machine Head, they're touring as a three-piece. Some touring news is upon us. We got a lot of tours coming. A lot of tours, a lot of good stuff, a lot of goodies, a lot of just pure meat and rock and awesomeness. Guns N' Roses, they just announced Public Enemy is going to be opening up those Guns N' Roses shows. That's pretty epic. You got the Iron Maiden and Megadeth shows. Tool is not coming anywhere around here, but they have been playing some shows recently. And boy, you want to get people upset, just have Tool not play some of the songs that they want. Like they don't know what Tool has actually been out there doing for a long time, which is playing what they want to play, which is really, 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 really cool to do. You don't have to like play any kind of a set thing. You get to do pretty much what you want to do, which is always really, really good and always really appreciated for myself, because that means that you're going to get something different, possibly. Like they're digging a little bit deeper, playing songs that they don't usually play. Like Prison Sex, that's one that they barely play at all. But, you say play what you want to play. And that's what I like to say, and that's actually a good motto, because Tool needs to do that. Tool is one of those originators who knows what to play, knows how to play it, how they should play it. And can I be honest with you? That's why I like Tool, because they do that for me. Kerry King getting ready to go back into the studio. It's kind of crazy that Kerry King is coming back with a second solo album. Kerry King wants to make some music. I am a fan of musicians who want to make music, but also a fan of Slayer. Always will listen to those old Slayer albums and continue to dig into them and see what really something you can listen to so many times and honestly try to catch something different. But Kerry King's last album that came out this past year, I think at the very, very beginning, I believe, really, really good stuff. Good stuff. And if it is the year before that, it feels like it is still here because it is still in my rotation at the top, taking up some awesome real estate, along with a lot of other good music that is just all around. Just doing good things. Also kind of crazy around this time is these for New Year's Eve shows. Primus has got a pair of New Year's Eve shows that you get to dress up like a clown if you were get to go to. That would be a lot of fun. I still wait and very, very serious anticipation for the Riot Fest calendar that will be lineup that will be released. That's going to be interesting to see who they got on that, especially as far as headliners go. But really good stuff there coming up. But the Prodigy. When's the last time you dug into these guys? Who doesn't remember Mr. Flint right here on the screen? Keith Flint, if you're looking, sadly passed away, but brought such an energy to the band. and honestly introduced me to this whole style of music, which is electronic. After this, I started listening to like the Chemical Brothers, started listening to the Crystal Method, listen to that Spawn soundtrack that we've talked about here. But a lot of it comes from the Prodigy. But if it has been a long time since you have listened to the Prodigy, I'm going to give you some things that maybe you should think about. They have played in Chicago recently with the aforementioned Tool at the Open Air Festival. But they got their start back in 1990. Producer, keyboardist, and songwriter Liam Howlett and Maxim are the only two members from the original album. Because, as I stated, um, Keith Flint passed away. And we've been missing Keith since 2019. So it's been some
Thank you for listening. Please look out for the audio version wherever you jam.